So first of all, my name is Min, and I am the school representative of Confederation College, managing Asian countries. And my school is located in Thunder Bay, a middle-sized city in Northwest Ontario. And I'm very happy to be here today to talk about our location, Thunder Bay, the school, the programs, and admission steps. So, as you may know, Thunder Bay is covered by the newest immigration stream that is RNIP. And currently, compared with any other immigration streams, RNIP is the most friendly immigration, which provides so wonderful requirement for international students to the community RIP is covering. And Thunder Bay is the first city under this coverage. And after graduation from the community covered by RNIP with the job offer from a 2 years programs, then you can apply for permanent resident immediately. And Thunder Bay is this year is the second year when we have RIP. So from the last year with a lot of successful candidate, then the government in Thunder Bay decided to give more seat for Thunder Bay. And for this year, as you can see, 150% seat has increased for just Thunder Bay. And we have many full-time permanent jobs offer in priority occupation. And from 2021, there is no age limit under RIP in Thunder Bay anymore. So that's so wonderful. And you see that the job occupations list has been expanded to very new categories. And under now, 100% of program offered by Confederation College can lead to RIP application in the future. Not just the program under priority occupation like it was in the past. From now, 100%, please remember, 100% program offered at Confederation College can support students with RIP application in the future. And uh, because of the successful candidate from RNIP 2020, then from 2022, graduates from a 2 year program of Confederation College are exempt from the work experience and also for the language requirement under this RNIP stream in Thunder Bay. That's so wonderful. And beside of the very wonderful immigration stream cover our place, we also have so many information which attract you to go to our cities. So first of all, where is Thunder Bay? Thunder Bay is in Northwest Ontario, and this is the most vibrant city here in Northwest Ontario. And from Toronto to Thunder Bay, it is in 90 minutes by the flight. You cannot imagine Canada is the second largest country in the world. So from this city to another city, the very common transportation is the flight. So from Toronto to Thunder Bay to different cities, students have to take the flight in 90 minutes. And the Thunder Bay International Airport is considered the third largest international airport in Ontario. And every day in Thunder Bay, we welcome more than 17 to 18 flights from Toronto. And in Thunder Bay, the whole city share the border with with the state, and just 15 to 20 minutes in 50 kilometers, you drive a car and then you will go to the state of the US, that is Minnesota. And Thunder Bay is the second happiest city in Canada. That's very, very important because Canada has so many cities. But Thunder Bay is the second happiest one just because the living standard is so wonderful, the income in general, the crime rate, um, the temperature, the atmosphere, a lot of things make this city the second happiest city in Canada. That's very important because this is a great place for you in the future to come there to study and then to look for a permanent resident right in Thunder Bay. And is it large? Yes, Thunder Bay is very, very large. It is larger than most provinces and cities in Canada. Just compare Thunder Bay and the Philippines. Can you imagine that? We have the double size of the whole Philippines. And in Thunder Bay, we have the largest inland port in the world. That's why, like students graduating from business program and especially from international business program, will have more job opportunities right here in Thunder Bay. And we are ranked in top 10 of outdoor activities in the whole Canada. So even during the winter time or especially in the summer times, there's so many outdoor activities for newcomers, for travelers when they come to Thunder Bay to explore our landscapes. And it is also a very beautiful city just because we have a sleeping giant. In Canada, there are 7 natural wonders, including Niagara Falls. However, Sleeping Giant is ranked number three. Sorry, is ranked number four. I'm very sorry. It's ranked number one. And Niagara Falls is ranked number three. So as you see, Sleeping Giant is so wonderful. It is located right in Thunder Bay, and from the college you can view Sleeping Giant is the Rocky Mountain, a very huge range of Rocky Mountain, where it has the waterfall, it has the river, it has the stream where a lot of American people they enter the border to go to this area to explore this one. So that's why at my school we has a very unique program, tourism and eco adventure, to train students to work in that traveling industry to support travelers when they come to Thunder Bay to visit here. And Confederation College, my school, has 9 campuses along one side of the lake named Superior. And this is the largest freshwater lake in the world. Um, if one student take a car to go around this lake, and they need 3 days in order to finish just one round of this lake. So that's the reason why it's just like the ocean is so large. It is right in the border between the state and Canada. However, it is belong to Canada, and this lake provide a very wonderful scenes of the lake, and then it provide a very wonderful temperature, especially during the winter time. And in Thunder Bay, we have more than 120 parks. Confederation College is also considered as a park because it's so huge with a lot of trees. Here in Thunder Bay, we have a lot of part-time jobs opportunity for international students. Just because the economy here is quite developed, students can find part-time jobs right in the supermarket, right in the shopping malls, or in the restaurant, or even uh, on our campus. They can work part-time to support like the library, to support like the canteen and many other activities. And if then maybe if students are allowed to work part-time, then they can work to the maximum of 20 hours per week with the minimum salary of 14 Canadian dollars. And the living expenses here is also very affordable compared with Toronto and Vancouver. So if they rent a room for a month, they need to pay just about 400, 500 Canadian dollar. So compare with Makati, I think the room rate there is even cheaper than Makati in the Philippines. And for buying the groceries for a week, it is just in 40, 50 Canadian dollar. Then you have enough grocery to cook for one week. It means that if you need to work part-time in 3 hours or 4 hours, then you have enough money for buying the grocery for the whole week. So that's very important because when you work part-time in Thunder Bay, you will receive the same salary like you work part-time in Toronto. However, the living expenses here is lower. So you earn more, you save more when you are a student in Thunder Bay. And the weather in Thunder Bay is very wonderful. In the winter time, the temperature can be minus 10, 12 Celsius degree, and in the summertime it can be up to 20, 22 Celsius degree. And Thunder Bay is considered the sunniest city in eastern Canada. And every year we have more than 300 days of sunshine. You still have the sun from very early morning up to about 10 p.m. every day in Thunder Bay. You go to study in the morning and then you go to work part-time in the afternoon, and when you come back in the evening to your home, you are about to sleep, you still have the sun. It's very bright. Can you imagine this? A picture taken by about 9 p.m. just in front of um, the city community office, and about Confederation College. So Sun Bay is also very wonderful. So how is Confederation College? First, Confederation College is a public college in Canada. So when you go to Canada, the public institution is the first priority for any choice, because this college can guarantee you up to 3 year postgraduate work permit, and it is the same with Confederation College. We are a public one established in 1967. And in Thunder Bay, the very large area, we have two schools, two public schools. The first one is Confederation College, and the second one is the Lakehead University. It is just 15 minutes away from our college. And if you want to further your education after finishing Confederation College, then you can transfer on your credit to Lakehead University. And we can offer two letter of acceptance for one application to support you with the visa application and with actual study. We are quite flexible on this. We also offer the conditional letter of acceptance for any student when you don't have enough your document with you, but you really want to have a seat. Then you just apply with what document you have, and then we will issue you the conditional offer. We waive the application fee for you because this is a very authorized agent we have worked with. So that's why when you apply under our agent, like Gateway today, um, then you will be waived 95 Canadian dollar. However, if you start working directly with my school, then you have to pay 95 Canadian dollar for one application. And of course, we waive IELTS for all Filipino people, for all the Filipino students. So if you want to apply for any program at my school, like the undergraduate or even the graduate, or even with health program, we waive on IELTS for you. You do not need to show any English certificate until you are the Filipino passport holders. In Thunder Bay, the public transportation is free. Can you imagine that? This is a very large area. However, as an international student, you just show the student ID card and then you take a bus to go everywhere here in Thunder Bay. You can take a bus to go to work, to go to the church, or even to go to the school. It's all free. So if you stay there for a year, you can save up to 1,500 Canadian dollar because of this. And if you stay there for 2 years, of course, each of you can save up to 3,000 Canadian dollar because of this wonderful benefit. And the healthcare insurance is already included in the annual fee. So every year when you pay the student fees, including the annual fees, then the healthcare insurance is already included. You don't need to worry about this anymore. In Thunder Bay, And at Confederation College, we do have the residence for students if they want to stay in the dormitory. It is right on our campus. We also have the homestay services for those who want to stay with Canadian families. However, for mature students, we always recommend students to rent a room outside the college just because first, you can use the public transportation to go to the school freely. And then it's very easy to find a room there with a very affordable price outside the school, and it's very quite easy, quite close to the college. In just about 15-20 minutes traveling by using bus to the college. It's very, very close to the school. And it is more convenient for you to stay in the rented room and to do part-time jobs at the same time. Um, we do have the community of Filipino people living there, and we have many Filipino students studying at Confederation College. So you will not be lonely when you are a newcomer in our community, in our school. You will have the previous students who really want to support you. And at my school, we have the job fair. We have the job center to support our international students as well as Filipino students. So they will train you how to write a CV, how to answer questions to your employers, how to look for the jobs. And then you can find some part-time jobs in the community. And after graduation, with a lot of program like co-op, like work placement, like internship, then you can find your full-time job easily in our community. We do have the entry scholarship from 500 to 1,000 Canadian dollar. However, we also offer the in-program scholarship. For more detail, I think you should book the consultation with this agent today for more detailed information. And uh, in general, Confederation College has 166 programs offered at my school. However, we just opened 70 programs for international students. And in front of you is the list of health-related programs. So we have for undergraduate program, we have health. We have dental assisting. We have dental hygiene. Dental hygiene is in 3 years. However, dental assisting is in 1 year. We have so many 1 year options here, starting in September or in January in tax. And we also have medical laboratory assistant for those who want to work in the medical tech laboratory. And we also offer a very unique personal support worker program. This is considered like the nursing assistant to support aging people. Uh, when people get old, they need the support from personal support worker when they live at their home or even when they stayed in the hospital or in the aging farms. So you will be the one to support them. And this program train you the skill, the knowledge to work with that jobs. And it is just it is a 1 year program including 2 semesters. For the first semester, you will take some theory, and for the second semester, you will do some co-op. You will do some work placement with some salary paid by the employers. And after graduation, you can work as a personal support worker right in Thunder Bay. The jobs for this program is so wonderful. 100% of students will have jobs right after graduation from this program. And for the entry level of payment, you will receive about 20.9 Canadian dollar for 1 hour of working. And we also have some community services program like developmental service worker to support disabled people. We also have early childhood education. And we also have a very unique program named graduation therapy to support people when they have problem like stress, like when they stay at home for a long time, they feel so lonely. they book, they need the support from the social service worker that to come to their community to support them. And the salary for these programs, for these graduates, are very, very wonderful, all the way up to all the way from 20 Canadian dollar for 1 hour of working. And we have two programs for health related postgraduate programs like health informatics and leadership for health professional. And it is open in September, January, and May. Uh, it is also a 1 year program. However, for you can take 1+1 in order to have 3 year postgraduate work permit after graduation. For engineering program, we have like aviation technician, aviation technology, and aircraft maintenance. We have many options for engineering technician. Sorry, for engineering technology like civil engineering, like computer programming, electrical electronics, automation, mechanical engineering. We have a list of skill trade 1 year programs. And for postgraduate program, we have five programs like embedded system, health informatics, and industrial manufacturing processes, or even ICT, mostly offer in 3 semesters in a year. And it can be 1 or 2 years options. For business program, we have many options for accounting, for human resource, for marketing, and for postgraduate options, we have digital marketing, we have human resource management, international business management, offer in September, January, or even in May. So many other options for you, like culinary management. This attract a lot of Filipino students. And for the application and requirement, we want to see your high school diploma and transcript if you want to apply for the certificate, diploma, or advanced diploma. And for postgraduate program, we want to see your university diploma and transcript. We also want to look at your passport. As of course, there's no age limit at all, and we waive IELTS for Filipino people in general, so you don't need to worry about these things. If you are a student graduating from the old curriculum high school, it means that you graduated from the school with just grade 10. Then you are fine to apply for Confederation College. However, we want to see your CV. And after receiving the offer from Confederation College, you need to pay one semester of tuition fee for the deposit in order to keep the seat of the program offered by Confederation College. And and after finishing all my information, I would like to show you this one. We just have two news program that is so wonderful. I will stop share and then share again. So we just opened some seat for Filipino student only to take practical nursing. And can you imagine that practical nursing in the past is not open for any international student? But under the pandemic, there's a need of practical nurses in our community. That's why the college decided to open some seat just for Filipino students only. This is a 2 years program, and we required mature students just because we want you to be serious with your decision. And if you used to hold a degree in Bachelor of Science, Chemistry, Biology, or with the business background, nursing background, then you can apply for practical nursing at Confederation College, and we waive IELTS for you. You don't need to submit IELTS certificate. However, during your high school or university time, you used to take English courses. with the minimum C plus grade in order to waive IELTS at Confederation College. And it's a very important information. Practical nursing at Confederation College does not require 1 year pre-health. So you can take this program directly when you apply for this program, and the seats are very, very limited. So please apply for it immediately if you have some intention. Uh, we opened this program just for September 2021 for Filipino students. And in the future 2020, uh, in the future 2022, if we open any seat for practical nursing for international student, the answer is no, we cannot do that. We just open it under this intact just because of the need of the community right there. So that's all information I just presented to all of you about our location, about my school programs and requirement. So thank you very much. And if you have any question, you can leave it in the chat box or give it in the live stream, and then we will try to find the best answer for you. Thank you very much, and back to you.
Sorry, I was muted. Thanks, Min. I was muted earlier. I was talking. Sorry about that. All right. Thank you for that presentation. So we've learned a lot. We've learned about a lot about Thunder Bay and the Rural North Integration Pilot and the advantage of studying in Confederation College. Now we are open for some questions from the audience. If there are some questions, we will be happy to answer them. All right. We are also live on Facebook. So for those who are viewing us live on Facebook, you can post your questions there. All right, so there's a question about HR diploma. What's the program delivery? Is it online or face-to-face?
We have both options for student, the diploma program in HR, and we also have the postgraduate program in human resource management. And under the pandemic, that is offered online. So you can study from the Philippines, or even you can immigrate to Canada and study that program for the first semester online. For the second semester, it is the hybrid. So you take some classes at the college, and some that would be online. So under the pandemic, as the ADOI public institution, Confederation College is allowed to welcome international students to our community. So you are fine to fly from the Philippines to go to Canada even now, even on travelers who are not allowed to travel from here to there, from this country to other country. But if you are a student of public school, then you will be fine to fly to Canada. Like you fly to Confederation College in order to take the online program. You are also allowed to do that.
Okay, thanks, Min. I think a follow-up question on that. Recently, DOG requested the federal government for the temporary banning of international students' entry in Ontario. What's the update on that?
Um, under now, you see, like some days ago, we still have the lockdown in Toronto. However, as a part of Ontario, so we have to follow the same instruction. Um, but Thunder Bay is quite large, and the number of population is not that big. So the rate of COVID-19 victims there in Thunder Bay is not really serious. It's like when students come to Toronto for the first stop, they will take 3 days quarantine in order to check the health. And if they do not receive any positive, Then they take the flight to go to Thunder Bay, and they will stay in the residence for the quarantine in 14 days. And after that, they would be free to go in other places in Thunder Bay. They can decide to stay in the residence, or they decide to stay in their rented room. That would be theirs. So after that, they are free. They
Okay,
can,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, thanks. I think there's still no official policy whether to ban the international students' entry to Ontario, right? We still have to
Yeah.
wait for the updates. Okay, so another question is okay, what if I bring my dependents, spouse, and child? Will they be part of the health insurance from the college?
The answer is no. So the health insurance is just cover the international student of the college only. However, when you bring your spouse and your children with you to go to Canada, if you are a student of a public college like Confederation College, then your spouse can apply for the open work permit, and they are okay to work full time, and your children will have free education. That's very important. You save a lot and you earn a lot from that policy.
All right, thank you. Uh, so follow-up question: what's the rate like for the apartment or basement in Thunder Bay?
So in Thunder Bay, if you rent a room for yourself, it is about 400, 500 Canadian dollar for one room for a month. And if you really want to rent an apartment for your whole family with three bedrooms, one kitchen, two toilets, it is about 800 to 1,100. So it's very affordable. So like if you rent the same size room in Toronto or Vancouver, the price can be double or even higher.
Yeah, we are actually renting a two-bedroom apartment in Mississauga. That cost us 1,600 without the
Mm,
utility bills.
yeah.
It's expensive really in Mississauga and Toronto area. Anyway, so there's a question here about, you see, we recently introduced the K to 12 program here in the Philippines, all
Mm,
right? But there are those who completed high school only 10 years, and then they did not enter college, and instead they started working and they
yeah.
want to study in Canada. Is there a program that in Confederation College that is suitable for them, and how to go about it?
Um, so as I presented, we accept that type of student to apply for any undergraduate program at Confederation College, and we have series of programs. I think more than 30 programs for them to choose
Yeah, I
from.
think,
Yeah,
sorry, the question really is about those who completed grade 10, not grade 12.
I know. Yeah,
Yeah,
they graduated from old curriculum high
and
school, right?
without bachelor's degree.
Yeah, just the high school diploma, right?
Okay,
That is the very old high school curriculum, right?
right?
Yeah, we accept them.
And then they can proceed directly to 2-year diploma without the prerequisite like a 1-year general arts and science or
No,
uh,
no, no. We want to see their CV. For example, like if they have 2 years working experience in business, and then they would be fine to apply for any business program.
wow, that's great.
Uh, if they have 2 years working with with a restaurant, then they would be fine to apply for culinary management. They can take it directly.
Wow,
And when
that's
we also waive IELTS for them.
that's awesome.
Mm. We have
Right,
that.
great. Okay, another question is for practical nursing. Do you require
Mm.
IELTS for practical nursing diploma? All right. And the practical, you accept practical nurse students from the Philippines without additional requirements. All right.
So until they hold a degree, so we don't want to see any candidate who is just like 18 years old, 19 years old, because after graduation from practical nursing 2 years program, they are just 20 years old, but they have to take a lot of responsibilities working with the victims, with the patients right in the hospital. That is not easy for them. So that's why we require mature students. We want to see like the degree holders applying for practical nursing.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, yeah, makes sense. All right. I hope you still up for more questions. There's still a lot line up. All right. So another question would be, okay, what is the question? Mhm. Okay, something about the employability in Thunder Bay. Can you talk more about that? I mean, the employment rate of graduates from Confederation College and what sort of jobs are available in Thunder Bay?
So in Thunder Bay, Northwest Ontario, and you can like you can search on Google. Northwest Ontario is the area where there are a lot of hospital and aging farms offer in these areas. You cannot you cannot imagine that there are more than 1,000 hospital and aging farms in Northwest Ontario. So that's a reason why if you study in these communities, then you have more opportunity. So in order to work in the hospital and aging farms, you should take some program related like health program, community services. Uh, then under the pandemic and even after the pandemic, there's a huge need for social worker, for health workers in order to support the communities there. So if you can take any programs related to health or community services, then the job would be so wonderful. And also in Thunder Bay, if you take engineering programs, including aviation, like IT, like mechanical engineering, civil engineering, for any levels like diploma or postgraduate, then the job would be very, very wonderful. And here in Thunder Bay, we have so many restaurants where we don't have enough people and staff to work with. So if you take culinary management, that's also very wonderful jobs for you in the future.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right. How about the tuition deposit? How much do you require?
We just require one semester tuition deposit. So when you see the tuition for a year, you need to divide it into two, and then you pay for the first part. And that is the refundable fee. So if you fail the visa, you can request the school to pay back to refund back the money you
Mm.
pay for the college.
Okay. What's the average tuition like in Confederation College? Average tuition for 1 year, I guess.
It is from 15,000 Canadian dollar up to 19,000 Canadian dollar. It really depends on the program you are applying for. But you see that it is a public college in Ontario. So I think we are one of the cheapest in Ontario.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thank you. There's a lot more question. Lot more questions. All right. Okay. Scholarship. Do you offer scholarship?
We do have the entry scholarship from 500 to 1,000 Canadian dollar. So you know, from a public school in Canada, the scholarship is very limited. Not like in the US, in the Australia, you can have like 50% tuition fee scholarship or 25% tuition fee scholarship. But in Canada, the scholarship is very limited. Like like applying the scholarship is the way we want to recognize that you are a good student, and that's all. So you cannot use the scholarship to support a lot for your living, for your life in the future, but that's just a very small amount of money to support you with some first steps from 5,500 to 1,000 Canadian dollar, basing
Yeah.
on your GPA.
All right. Right. That's very good. All right. Okay. It's already answered. Okay. Someone is asking about Filipino community in Thunder Bay. Are there many Filipinos in Thunder Bay? How can you say about, what can you say about that?
So in general, we have 11 restaurants selling Filipino food. So you can imagine there are about 400, 500 Filipino people there living there in general.
Mm.
And we currently we have more than 55 Filipino students studying at Confederation College. So you will not be lonely. You are not the only one student who are in Thunder Bay in the future.
All right. Okay, and it's getting bigger, I can see.
Mm.
All right. Follow-up question on the scholarship. What are the criteria to be eligible for the entry scholarship?
The S3 scholarship will be processed automatically when you apply for the college. The admission will look into your GPA from top down, and they will inform you. You don't need to apply for it at my school. They will process automatically.
Mm, okay, depends on the GPA.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, guys, if you have more questions, we still have few minutes left. We'll be waiting for answer for your questions. All right. So there's a question here. Hmm, okay. This is interesting because there's a question about registered nurses applying for practical nursing. It looks like a downgrade. Do you actually have registered nurses who get approved for the practical nursing diploma?
You know, we just opened this program 2 days
Mm,
ago.
I see. I
So,
see.
so we just have about 7 seats in general for Filipino student only. We do not accept application from like Korea, like Japan, from Mexico, from India. We just accept a student from the Philippines just because we know that you are
Okay.
all expert in
Okay.
nursing background.
All right.
So
All
that's
right.
why we open this program just
Yeah.
for Filipino student only.
Okay.
Uh,
That.
we started to receive some application, but you know these are very limited seat and also very competitive. So please be quick if you want to have one chance for practical nursing, because as you know, for any other colleges in Ontario, they just offer 1 or 2 seats a year for a whole college to any countries in the world, and usually they require 1 year pre-health. But Confederation College this time they provide about 10 seats, and they do not require IELTS,
That's
and
great.
then we do not require pre-health, so you can apply for practical nursing immediately, directly to the program you want to take in the future.
That is really great. Actually, to answer that question, we have clients who applied for a practical nursing diploma who is already a registered nurse in the Philippines with years of experience. Her application was actually approved. It depends on how you present your personal study plan. You can make a good narrative justification, then it shouldn't really be a problem. Right? Okay, I hope you're still up for more questions. Yeah, we have still have a few questions left. All right. What will be the first step to proceed? Okay. If you haven't registered on our website, please visit gatewaytocanada.com and then click the study button, and then all the information, instructions are already there. Now, if you've already done that and you want to apply for admission to Confederation College, you can simply email us at admission at Gateway to Canada, and then we will process the admission application for you. If you have follow-up questions after this webinar, there's the appointment up there. You can always book an appointment, and we will be glad to answer your questions. All right? Right. So, okay, what happened? Still have more questions here. Okay. To clarify, after the receipt of diploma, Confederation College provide a postgraduate work permit. Now, postgraduate work permit is being issued by IRCC, the Immigration, Refugee, and Citizenship Canada. It's a government thing, so it's not from the school. So after you completed your program, and as soon as you got your certificate of completion and your transcript of records, you can immediately file your post-graduation work permit. And while waiting for the result, you can already work full-time. You don't need to wait for the PGWP in order to work. As long as you will be able to file your post-graduation work permit while your study permit is still valid. So if you do that, you just attach your application file number for your PQWP to your study permit, and then you're good to go. You can already work full time. All right. If you have more questions, feel free to post them. Min here is ready to answer your questions. All right. What are the usual jobs for a person with an open work permit in Thunder Bay? I think the attendee is referring to spouse accompanying the international student with an open work permit. What usual jobs are available for those?
So you mean like the open work
Open work
permit
permit. Yeah.
for the husband and for the wife?
Yeah.
Usually, it really depends on your experience. So, like you are an expert in IT, you used to work as the marketing directors or the marketing managers, something like that. Then you will have you can find a job right in the Bay for very better position and better levels. However, you don't have a very good experience, then you can find jobs like very normal jobs in the restaurant, in in the shopping mall, or you can work with some companies there. Um, in Thunder Bay, as I mentioned, Thunder Bay is quite big and is quite developed. So the jobs is quite open, especially under the pandemic. Canadian people they decide not to work in order to receive the sponsorship from the government, and it gives the job to international student and their dependents, like the husband and wife are going with the student. So under this current situation, I learned from my international student at Confederation College. They do more than one jobs, all of them, because they have a lot of jobs under now. Not like you think from your country. Even like in other country, they think, oh, maybe this is not a good time to go to Canada because then you cannot find jobs. No internet, no students have even more jobs during the pandemic.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, even with the current pandemic, there are plenty of jobs available. My wife actually completed her post-secondary program in Canada, in Ontario as well. She completed the program in April of 2020, and come June first week, she was already employed. So there's a lot of employment opportunities really. I guess we've already answered the questions. There are no more questions. Perhaps you have something to add, Min, before we close this. Some sort of a closing statement, remarks, if you may. Min, do you have something to add before we close this webinar? Because we have answered all of the questions already, right?
First of all, yeah, please remember that Thunder Bay is different from any other city because we have RNIP, the newest immigration pilot covering our area. That's very important to attract any new student because after graduation, you will have more opportunity to apply for permanent residence. And our place is a very wonderful place for you to find like part-time jobs, and the living expenses there is also very affordable. You have free public transportation, and the program at Confederation College is quite flexible for you. You can apply for two letter of acceptance for any application in order to support visa and for actual study. And finally, I think the seats are quite limited. So if you want to take any seat, please book for the consultation with the agent right after the webinar in order to have the best arrangement, and you can speed up the application in order to have the letter of acceptance and then apply for the visa. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, Min. Mining industry, by the way, is big in Thunder Bay, right?
Yeah,
Mining, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Money is also very, very wonderful.
I remember you still gave me those stones. I still have them.
Yeah, yeah, yes, yes.
Thank you very much. Right. So there. Thank you very much, Min. And for those who are still thinking what to do and they're not yet sure what to do with their application, you can always visit our website, book an appointment, and we'll be happy to answer your questions. But if you're now ready to apply for admission to Confederation College because of those benefits we've talked about, you just have to email us at admission@gatewaytocanada.com and we will immediately process your admission application. That being said, thank you very much. Take care. Ingat po tayong lahat. Maraming salamat po. Thanks, Min.
Thank you
Bye.
and bye bye.
Yeah.